get started here. Because clearly I'm going to be right and get all these picks correct. Duh. With the number 1 pick in the NFL draft, I do have a trade. It will be, the Browns will select Sam Darnold, but it will be a trade with the Bills, who give up their number 12 overall pick this year, their first round pick next year, and a 3rd round pick from this year. I know that sounds like a lot, it sounds crazy, but trust me, you guys, the Bills want this guy. The Bills wanting to trade, it makes sense. The iron is hot, and if they truly believe in this class the way they're projecting and putting out there, this is the guy you go out and get. Tom Brady is 40 years old. You go and draft the guy who will be the best quarterback in that division for the next 10 years. I mean, look at that division. Who's in there? You have old Tom Brady. The Jets got Bridgewater and who? The Dolphins have Ryan Tannehill coming off injury and who? This is, you want to be the next great team after the New England Patriots? If you're the Bills, you dump 2 first-round picks and a 3rd-round pick, you go get your guy, Sam Darnold, going to the Bills. Number 2, the Giants. Eli is 37 years old. I know a whole lot of people have Saquon Barkley going here right now, and they're like, oh, we'll hold off on Eli for 2 more years, and we'll... No. If you're the New York Giants, you go out and you get Josh Rosen at the number 2 overall pick. This guy, if Sam Darnold was not in the draft, this is what it looks like. 6'4", might even be 6'5", throws a really pretty ball. He has great pocket presence. This guy looks like the prototypical NFL quarterback. Like, he looks like Peyton Manning. I get it. He's not quite there. Mentally, physically, he's doing a little bit off, but he looks like Peyton Manning. This is what a franchise quarterback looks like. If you are the Giants, you are kind of one of those blue blood organizations. This is the guy you go out and get. He looks the part. He will act the part. And if you are the Giants and you are so sick of an Odell Beckham, the way his behavior and what it looks like in the media, Josh Rosen is the exact opposite. He will look clean, pristine, and he will get the job done. Josh Rosen with the number 2 overall pick. Number 3, the Colts. The Colts have Andrew Luck. Once again, this is another situation where everyone's like, oh, you know what? I think this is where you go and get Saquon Barkley. This is where you're going to go, right? Saquon Barkley had a great combine, showed out, and now everyone is like, oh my gosh, what, he's got to go. He's going to go number 1, he's going to go number 2, he's going to go number 3. No. If you are the Indianapolis Colts, you have Andrew Luck, who is going to be your franchise for the next 10 years still. Quarterbacks play a lot longer now, if you haven't noticed. Breeze, Brady, Rivers, Manning. If you are the Colts, you go out and you get Minkah Fitzpatrick. Not that he is the best defensive player in this draft, but I think he is the most can't-miss player in this draft. And he is your defensive captain for the next 10 years playing safety. The Colts, you got your offensive leader and franchise at quarterback. You go get your defensive leader at safety. Do you remember how much better the Colts were when they had Bob Sanders? This guy is Bob Sanders for 10 years. Go out, get Minkah Fitzpatrick. Number 4, the Browns obviously traded away the 1st overall pick. So now you have Tyrod Taylor this year, and you go draft your project quarterback. Let him sit for a year. You go out and get Josh Allen, the big 6'5", rocket arm. He looks the part. He can play the part. He is what you want to bring hope to a franchise. Is he probably a year away? Yeah, so it's fine. You have Tyrod Taylor. Joe Thomas just retired, so why would you want to sit there and throw Josh Allen, your brand new quarterback, at this new... Why do you want to throw him at the league with your all-pro left tackle? It's going to be in the Hall of Fame left tackle, and he's just gone. So you get Josh Allen, you let him sit for a year, you let Tyrod Taylor take some of those hits, you let him see how Tyrod Taylor plays, who Tyrod Taylor really is. If you look at the way Josh Allen plays, it is a lot like Tyrod Taylor. They are both mobile quarterbacks. They both have good arms, but Josh Allen is simply bigger, not as fast, but he's stronger, has a better arm, and he can sit there and actually watch a guy who is a 4-man's version of himself play for a year. And then if you're the Browns, you'll get another good pick, obviously, because you're the Browns, and you will probably end up still sucking this year. You go and you get your quarterback of the future, Josh Allen, number 4. Number 5, my Denver Broncos. Let me say I make this pick with a little bit of hesitance, but I think it's the way that they're going to go. I don't necessarily know if I agree with it, but I just think it's going to happen. And with the number 5 overall pick in the NFL draft, the Denver Broncos will select Baker Mayfield, who he's getting a lot of comparisons to Russell Wilson, and he's getting a lot of comparisons to a Johnny Manziel, right? It's like, oh, this is the high version of him, this is the low version of him. If we're being completely honest, when I look at Baker Mayfield, I don't see Russell Wilson, I don't see Johnny Manziel, but I'm kind of scared that I see Chase Daniel. And that frightens me. I like Baker Mayfield. I think he'll be good. I don't know if he'll be great, but I see far more Chase Daniel than I do see a Drew Brees. Number 6, the New York Jets get Bradley Chubb. Understand something here. As much as the Jets want a quarterback, they still need to buff up their defense. They just traded away Muhammad Wilkerson. They have a defensive head coach. He's going to want a guy to bring on his side of the ball. He's going to want to amp up his defensive line. Bradley Chubb is the best pass rusher in this draft, and he's probably the second most can't-miss prospect in this draft, right behind Minkah Fitzpatrick. Fun fact, Alabama produces really good pros. Who would have thought? It's almost like they win national titles all the time. You get Bradley Chubb. You put a anchor in that defense, a guy who's going to be an elite pass rusher, a guy that's going to be an elite defender, and you make your head coach happy. He brings some excitement to your fan base, and you will still be able to possibly invest in a quarterback in the second round. Do not be surprised if the Jets are one of the teams that trade back up into the first round to get a Lamar Jackson. Buccaneers. This is probably the pick that everyone's going to go like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? How can you have them go this low? But the Buccaneers, as much as they need defensive help, I really don't think the Buccaneers care about defense. And from a philosophical point, from a team point, I think they are just so about building around Jameis Winston, putting as many guys on offense as they can around him. And this is where Saquon Barkley. They just lost Doug Martin, who had been their premier running back. And you get Saquon Barkley, who is a lot like how Doug Martin came in the league. He is a home run hitter. He runs better in between the tackles than people give him credit for. I heard someone say the other day that he was more like a Reggie Bush. I don't agree with that whatsoever. I don't think he's quite Ezekiel Elliott, where he is that bruiser, 25 carry a game guy, but I think he's 100%, 25 touches. I think he's better than the guys who came out last year in a Christian McCaffrey. I think he's better than Leonard Fournette, even though he's not as physical as Leonard Fournette. And he gives the Buccaneers another dynamic offensive weapon to put around Jameis Winston, which they love to have, and they will continue to play no defense, continue to put up points, and they will look flashy while going 7-9. The Bears are going to get Tremaine Edwards at number 8. Or Tremaine Edmonds, I apologize. Give him a pass rusher. Chicago does want to rebuild up its defense. I know a lot of people probably have Denzel Ward going here, but I think the Bears are more focused about getting after the passer, especially in this division now when you have Kirk Cousins, Matt Stafford, Aaron Rodgers. As much as you want a good secondary, these guys beat good corners. These guys beat good safeties. You want a guy who can get to the quarterback, a guy who can put him on the ground and end the play right then and there. Number 9, the 49ers. They get Denzel Ward, and they are ecstatic. They just got Richard Sherman, and now you put Denzel Ward, who is a guy who is... Richard Sherman still maybe has like a year left of being elite. Denzel Ward's the guy you think can be elite. It reminds me a lot of... Now Chris Harris came in with a completely different reputation, was undrafted, but when Chris Harris got to learn from Nakeem Talib, it was huge for his development, and I think Richard Sherman can be huge for Denzel Ward's development. San Francisco building that back end and improving that defense. They've already got the offensive pieces that they like. Denzel Ward at number 9, really safe pick, really good pick, and I really like the way the 49ers are trending. And at number 10, this is probably the most boring pick. I feel like he's just kind of slotted in there. The Raiders, Roquan Smith, just really good linebacker for a team that really has no good linebacker, or even really has just no good defensive players outside of Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack needs a friend. Roquan Smith is a great plug-in on that defense, and he fits. If I think Minkah Fitzpatrick and Bradley Chubb are just the safest picks, I think this is the most make sense pick. You're not going to be able to sit there and really get a defensive guy who's that much better, and the fit at linebacker is just too perfect for the Raiders. They need help. They need more guys on that team besides Khalil Mack, and Roquan Smith goes to the Raiders at number 10. Now tell me how I'm wrong about every single one of my picks. Let's go, comment section.